Now next up I'm going to talk about paladins. On the top tree we're just all about mobility. We have Pursuit of Justice, which is going to be 15% movement speed at all times, plus an additional 5% for each holy power. Now I chose this just because we can get up to 5 holy power, meaning we could keep 2 in the bag constantly. So that would be 25% movement speed increase, which is pretty nice. Another one that I think is really nice is Long Arm of the Law. 45% movement speed for 3 seconds after you judge, and judge is on about 6-second cooldown, so that can have 50% uptime. However, judging, it's an extra global cooldown in there, and it's not a passive like this is. Speed of Light is also pretty nice, but I just thought it's on a 45-second cooldown. If we needed to get around really quick, then the cooldown might just be a bit too long. If it was 30 seconds, it'd be a different case. Moving on to the next tree, we have, well, just CCs and control really. We have Judgment slows 50%, might be helpful for helping people kite. Repentance, just same as it is on live. It is a 1.5 second cast, 15-second cooldown. I just thought that would be helpful to help CC a bit. And Fist of Justice. This replaces Hammer of Justice. It lasts 1 second longer, and it's on a 30-second cooldown. We already have Hammer of Justice, so I'm not really sure why you'd want that to replace it as a healer. Now, level 45 is where we start to get our first nice bits. We have Sacred Shield. It absorbs 28k, which is about 10k every 5 seconds or so. Can only be active on one target, and that lasts about 30 seconds, so that's quite nice. You know, it's helpful just to keep the tank a bit stable, and it's not going to overheal, it just won't overheal. Eternal Flame is another choice. It is simply a hot, yes. We now have a single target hot that we can actually focus on people, instead of just a Holy Radiance one. So this hot does heal for a reasonable amount. As you can see, if I cast it on myself now, this is 1 holy power. It's healing for about 1.2k per tick, so with 3 holy powers, we'd be looking at that healing about 3.6k per tick, which is probably looking about 4.5k when you reach level 85. Sorry, 90. And that lasts 30 seconds, so that's very helpful. However, it replaces Word of Glory. So it's pretty much we can have a hot that does more healing than Word of Glory, or we can keep Word of Glory and keep the instant healing. So maybe that is something we will have to change out per fight. Might be better in 25 mans, because obviously we will still have our Light of Dawn, but in 10 mans Word of Glory might still be better. And Selfless Healer, your judgments reduce the mana cost and cast time of your next flash by 35% per stack, improve its effectiveness by 35% per stack when used to heal others. So after 3 judgments every 18 seconds, we're talking, you get a free Flash of Light that's going to heal about double. So if we just Flash of Light ourselves now, Flash of Light is probably going to heal about, at 90, about 70, 80k. It's going to be completely free and instant. I think that's probably a good talent to take if you're taking Long Arm of the Law, just so you're judging a lot. Now moving on to the next tree, we have Hand of Purity, Unbreakable Spirit, and Clemency. Clemency, you can now use Hand of Freedom, Hand of Protection, Hand of Sacrifice, and Hand of Salvation twice before incurring their cooldowns. I think that is really helpful, but at the same time, well, let's Hand of Sacrifice ourselves now. Oh, we can't. I'm stupid, you can't Hand of Sacrifice yourself, but you get the idea. It might be helpful, but at the same time you can use it twice, and then you've got to wait again before you can use it twice. So it might be a bit odd, it might take a while to get used to. Unbreakable Spirit, when used Divine Shield, Divine Protection, or Lay on Hands, spending Holy Power will reduce the remaining cooldown by 1% per Holy Power spent, up to maximum 50% reduction. Now we're going to be spending 50 Holy Power, really, I think, between those 10 minutes, so it's basically halving the cooldown of our lay on hands, which is going to be about 5 minutes halved, so I thought that was pretty helpful, but clemency is still very tempting. Hand of Purity is going to be ridiculously overpowered on some fights and absolutely worthless on others, so this is something we are going to have to change out. Reducing the damage of harmful periodic effects by 70% for 6 seconds, 30-second cooldown, so that's got 20% uptime. Any bosses that put big dots on you, that's just gonna, the boss will not obliterate your tank. The boss will just be completely pissed off that you've put that on your tank, so that is lovely. Moving on to level 75, we have another interesting set of talents. Abilities that cost Holy Flower have a 25% chance to pretty much give you your next spell the ability to be used with 3 Holy Power, just completely free. So it's what Ret has now, what Retribution has now, we have the option to get. I thought that was pretty helpful, just because, well, you know, I was sometime getting like double Light of Dawns and double Eternal Flames, double Word of Glories going everywhere. It was quite helpful. And your Avenging Wrath lasts 50% longer and grants more frequent access to one of your abilities while it lasts. I don't really think this is that helpful, probably more PvP, because reduces cooldown of your Holy Shock by 50%. Holy Shock isn't stupidly efficient anymore. It is quite nice, obviously it still gives you those procs, but I think it's alright, and it does have an extra 25% chance to crit, but we will really, that's probably something we'll have to do quite a lot of theory crafting about. And as you can see, Eternal Flame is healing for 3.6k every couple of seconds, so that's quite nice. The last is, it's like, well, it's kind of like a zealotry. Abilities that generate Holy Power will deal 30% additional damage and healing and generate 3 charges of Holy Power for the next 18 seconds. So it'll mean we could do Crusader Strike, then Light of Dawn, Holy Shock, Light of Dawn. It's basically just efficient. Could also do 1 Holy Radiance, Light of Dawn, Holy Radiance, Light of Dawn, etc. You get the idea. I think that is really nice, and I think that is probably the talent I will take in most cases. Now moving on to this last tree, I've not actually tried these out myself yet because I'm not level 90, but I've asked other people about them, I've seen them in use, and out of them I'm just going to go straight to it. I prefer Light's Hammer. It does about 6k healing every couple of seconds to everyone standing within an area, so we will be amazing AoE healers. I actually think Holy Paladins may just have a spot just to be an AoE healer now, to be a raid healer, because we could Light's Hammer down, Holy Avenger up, Holy Radiance, Light of Dawn. We're going to be doing insane healing AoE as long as people are stacked up. Holy Prism is quite interesting, but it would require proper positioning, and I think for the effort it's going to take to get that positioning, I don't really think it'll be a worthwhile talent. Execution Sentence, it does seem very nice. Heals for 64k over 10 seconds, and the healing increases as it gets closer to the target. I think that's pretty nice, but at the same time, as a Holy Paladin, when you want to heal, you usually want to heal now. So it's kind of like another Eternal Flame. I don't really think Execution Sentence will be that good, apart from maybe if there's things like Impale on bosses. So we can put that just before Impale comes up, and hopefully the last few ticks will help heal that Impale up. But that's it for Holy Paladins. Hopefully you've got more of a rough idea where we're going to be spending our talent points for these now.
It's delicious.
Yeah.